Well, what is going on YouTube? What was that there, Women Carry Knives?
What is going on YouTube? Welcome
What?
back to Women Carry Knives.
What's happening, gang? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for your time today. Hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here on a regular basis. Women Carry Knives is over on the couch dealing with a Google issue and singing to herself or something.
Oh my gosh, they suck.
They can. Hey, let's talk about something cool. So this is the Endura lightweight from Spyderco. This is the Knifejoy exclusive. Bless you. Bless you again. This is the Knifejoy exclusive in CPM20CV. This is a great knife. I have sort of fallen in love with Spyderco's lightweight stuff, and it's Women Carry Knives' fault. And what's that you mean? Well, a while ago, she got me the DLT exclusive Dragonfly in CPM20CV, and this is a fantastic tiny knife. Super light, very slicey, made me really happy. So I got that. And then those jerks at DLT, I'm kidding, I love those guys, came out with a Delica in CPM20CV, also in the red zone, or Zome, however you say that. And I liked that quite a bit too. And then they came out with the Endura. So I grabbed one of those. And of course, would I have preferred a totally matching Endura? Yeah, right, I really would have, but they haven't done that yet, and I'm impatient. So when Knifejoy dropped this one, I said, yeah, let's do that. And while we've got it out here, this is the size comparison. Look at that. It is just next in line, climbing up the size. And, you know, the Endura here is a pretty big knife. I don't know. If you like these kind of knives, you're going to like this one. I actually prefer the Delica Endura blade a little bit because it has a little more pronounced belly as along with the Dragonfly here, but it's okay. This one's a little pokier. I'm okay with that too. Let's go ahead and put these away. Take a deeper look at the Endura here. I've never had an Endura. Up until recently, I never had any of the lightweight Spydercos. I just wasn't a fan, but I have completely gone 100, around on that. All of my heavier sort of G10 Spydercos haven't been out of their case in forever because I love these. I carried this hiking the other day. I've used it for all my basic test cutting, of course, but I took it hiking the other day, and I just love it. It is a full-size knife, absolutely. Just very light in the hand, very comfortable. It's very well balanced. It's just well done. What do you get for your $100? And they're not expensive. I think it was 115 bucks for CPM20CV and a Spyderco build. Now I have put a deep carry clip on this. I do not like the standard Spyderco spoon clips. I know some of you do. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just my preference, so I've done that. But beyond that, of course, the knife is stock. Now I can't promise it's going to stay that way for long. I have a feeling this blue knife is going to find itself turning black down the road a ways, but I know I've disappointed Women Carry Knives. But I like the red and black a lot. I just don't love the blue. Now, it's not a bad blue. It's kind of almost gray. It's not shouty or anything. It's kind of understated. If I was looking for a knife just to keep in my camping stuff permanently, I would probably leave it alone, but, I'm not gonna. So what do you get for your $115? Well, you get just about 3.5 inches of cutting on 3 3/4 inches of CPM20CV. The handle length is really nice. You get 4 3/4, almost 4 3/4 inches of handle. I mean, you get a ton of handle. The knife itself from end to end is 8 3/4 inches. So we're coming up on a 9-inch knife. 1, 2, 3.5. 3 3/4. Yeah, it's a bit of there's a long handle here. And yet when it's closed up, the blade does come all the way out to the end. And by the way, this one came very well centered. It's just a well done knife. The action is still a little stiff. Can I flick it? Yeah, it's still a little stiff. So I'm rolling this one still. But with use and over time, you can flick them just fine. Eventually, this one will be the same. But because these don't really run on anything, I mean, they run on the They run square on the liners. This one I think is there a flashlight handy? I don't. We're going to pause for just a sec. All right, we're back. Oh, by the way, this is a little Tucson flashlight. This is a great light. All right, so yeah, it's got steel liners in there, and it runs, I think, right on the steel liners. I don't see any washers. Yeah, it runs right on the steel liners. So, oh, maybe no. I see a little tiny bit of, do I? Yeah, there might be some washers in there. I really can't tell. I've never taken one of these apart, so I don't know. Huh. All right, well, anyway, it either runs right on the steel or it runs on little tiny washers, but either way, it has not broken in all the way yet. It will. Look, if I knew everything about knives, I wouldn't do knife reviews. I would work for a knife company. So we're getting there. I suppose I should take one of these apart. I could do that I'll do that later. Tell you what I find. You can see it in this one. The funny thing is that I say all this, and what's going to happen is that one of my excellent viewers is going to stand up and tell me what I'm missing, which is fine with me. It's how I learn. But anyway, the action is a little stiff, and that's okay. It rolls out really, really well. It is, of course, like all of these, a 4-position clip option. So if you want it to be tipped down, and I don't know why you would, but you could, you can do that. It does left hand, right hand, and because it is a lockback, it is completely ambi, which is great. All of these, with the exception, I think, of the little dragonfly. Yeah, the dragonfly is left or right hand, but only tip up. But still, left or right. All of these are completely ambidextrous, which I think is really, really well, it's a well thought out system. I love how much blade there is here. I have a hard time, I guess, yeah, it really is only 3.5 inches, just under 3.5 inches, but man, it feels like a lot of blade. It's not particularly thick stock, none of these are, they're all about the same. But in 20CV, the edge is very nice, and oh, this thing is sharp. This is a great combo. It really is. These are great knives. Look at that. I'm really happy with these. All right. So let's do some size comparisons against other knives that you may know. What should we do? Well, here it is against the ZT-0223. These are very similar in size, but of course this is nearly $200 more, and they're both CPM20CV. Okay. Granted, this is all titanium and running on bearings, but still, you get excellent blade steel for not a lot of money from these exclusives. And they're not that hard to come by. DLT does sell out, Knifejoy will sell out, but they don't go super duper fast. So keep your eyes open. They happen periodically. Here it is against our old friend, the Rat Model 1. And as you can see, the Endura here is just a little bit longer. Not much, right? Here it is against the 943. I really like this knife. I know the 940 is the knife that everyone loves, but I like the blade shape on the 943. I like how pokey it is. And maybe that's the same reason that I like these Spydercos. They're really good cutters with a very, very pokey tip. Makes me happy. So here it is against that. As you can see, of course, it's bigger than that. Do we have a big knife on the table? I guess the biggest knife I have on the table right now is probably this, which is the Presidio 2 from Benchmade. And the Endura here is actually bigger. Just a little tiny bit longer. And again, this is half as much as this. Better blade steel, too. In short, head over to Knifejoy. See if they have any left if you're interested. I will post a link just in case. If you were looking for just an excellent outdoor, all-purpose, all-weather knife that's going to serve you in all conditions, the Endura here is probably a good choice for you. Now, if you're looking for a big knife, if you're looking for a smaller knife, Spyderco makes those too, and there's lots of other choices. But if you're looking for a big knife that's not going to weigh you down too much, this is an excellent choice. And speaking of how much it weighs, let's weigh it. So some of you are wondering why there are no blade thickness. I usually use my calipers to determine the blade thickness. My calipers are dead. The batteries died, and I haven't replaced them yet. So sorry about that. Let's see. Yeah, 3.2 ounces for a 8 1/4 inch knife with a 3 3¾ inch blade. This is a lightweight monster. 3.2 ounces. That is fantastic. This is a total win. You know, if you don't want to even spend the $100 or $115 or whatever this was to get the CPM20CV, you can get their VG10 for about $80, $90, right around that range. And Spyderco does a really good job on their VG10. I know it's not a super steel, so you don't get brag points in the knife community, which, you know, that's important. But just generally, this is a good knife. And we're going to end it there. This is the Endura by Spyderco. This happens to be the Knifejoy exclusive in CPM20CV, in case you missed that at the beginning of the video, or any time in the middle when I've said it 10 times. I think that this is an excellent knife design all the way around. I love the lightweight handle. I love the way it feels in the hand. I love the way it cuts, and I love the way it carries. I liked the way it carried with the original clip. I love the way it carries with a $27 MXG clip on it. Not a bad investment. I like the way it looks. And I'm not even that adverse to this particular blue. I know, I'm not a blue knife guy, but it's not bad. It's almost gray. It's kind of nice. In short, this is an excellent knife. It's going to go into my outdoor gear collection. I hope you've enjoyed this look at it. I know I have enjoyed sharing it with you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.